What is up, Internet? I'm here with my friend Dustin Bailey, former military member, right? Former military, served his country, good friend of mine. Also a realtor at Patterson Realty LLC. Yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Now, who is this right here? Bailey and
That's
Sons.
just a little handyman service that we
Is this
me
you
and my son
also?
started. Yes, sir.
Okay, so multiple business owner, entrepreneurial spirit. I've known the guy a long time. Very super polite person. Also the owner
Yes, sir.
at Bailey and Sons Handyman Service is veteran owned and operated 256-609-9244. I'll type that on here in a little bit. They do home repair, lawn care, everything in between. Why did you decide to start this business also?
Well, I really don't like working for other people.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh, you're kidding me. That's awesome, man.
I've tried it over and over and over, and it just never
It
works.
does not work because they boss you around and they're not nice. Dustin's going to help me clean my a few of my firearms today. I'm not super educated on that. I've actually never cleaned them short of wiping them down, and I've been having some trouble with my AR, and he's gonna walk me through how to do it and teach me how to do that. Do you think, Dustin? You can run. You do whatever you want to do. You're the boss now.
First thing we're going to do, anytime you clean a firearm, is make sure it's safe. It's all safe. Keep it pointed in the safe direction, and we're going to check and make sure that it's not loaded.
Amen.
Yes. So I'll get some towels out so I don't dirty up your desk here. Nice clean desk you got.
Oh yeah. Well, I built it out of Lowe's.
Yeah.
I bought the pipes and they threaded them. I bought the wood. It was cheap wood, and then a buddy of mine put a little bit of sealant on it. And I mean, I had to frame it to the floor. You can feel it. It's not the most sturdy thing in the world. It used to be a lot worse, man. Used to be a lot crazier. I'm gonna share this to YouTube while I'm sitting here. But yeah, we probably won't talk near as much this time. But Dustin's gonna be walking you through how to do everything because I don't know how to do it, and he's doing me a favor by coming out and helping the boy out. I've been having trouble with my AR jamming, and I knew I haven't cleaned them. I knew I had not cleaned them, and I was like, I gotta call somebody. And then I got with Dustin. I was like, hey man, can you help me? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, thanks, man.
Hey, anything to do with guns, I'm all in.
I dig it, man.
First thing you do after you make sure it's safe, you get these little pins right here on an AR anyway. You pop those, press them right here. You'll flip it over, and you'll see that they're popped out a little bit. Just pull them up. I take it completely apart.
What?
Well, field strip, not completely apart.
Now, why is it called a field strip?
Because it's just something you can do in the field.
Wow.
Just a quick, pretty much get all the main necessary parts. I have to get something to pry that open.
When were you in the military?
joined 2005 to 13.
I gotcha. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mess with your mica hair,
There we go.
and it should be able to pick you up a little better just talking with your head being back. Say hello to me, boss man.
What's up?
There you go. Now we got you that way because while you're working and stuff. Bam, bam, bam. It did take me a little time to learn all this.
I bet. There's a lot of buttons.
Yeah. But once we got it, it was about gravy.
Once you pop these pins, you can pop just I'll show you. Just the back one.
And I do want to do this again because, again, I thought you weren't going to come on today. I want to do this again sometime with maybe a couple of your guns. We set up just a camera, and we let you do it to where I can go above head so they can see you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that'll be cool. But go ahead, I'm listening.
But you can pop both these out, and then you can leave this front one popped out, pushed in so that you don't take it all the way apart.
Oh, God.
But so right there is the lower and the upper. Then from there, you just pull the charging handle. The bolt will slide right out. Here's the bolt.
Vicky, he's taken my gun apart.
Charging handle.
Anything you need to set anywhere else, you do it. I know we're a little cramped in here.
And then right here, you have the lower. You've got a little pin right here. Usually take the charging handle, pop it. Yeah, it's dirty for sure. Pop that down.
So you can tell right away it's dirty.
Oh, yeah. And the buffer tube. They usually are, especially if you hadn't cleaned it.
Show me what you mean when you see that you know it's dirty in a second.
I haven't even touched the internal parts yet.
Will that stop it from firing?
I mean, if it gets too dirty, it will.
Okay.
It should come out a little easier.
It has been, normally never jammed, but then like I shot it like 7-8 times.
So there's, well, now you got to take apart the bolt. That's basically a field strip.
That's wild.
You have this little thing right here, pushes in and out. You got a pin right here. If I can get to it.
Why did you decide to go to the military?
9/11.
You got fired up.
That was the main. I mean, at the time.
So how old were you when that happened? How old are you now?
I was in ninth grade.
Yeah.
When 9/11 happened.
Okay.
And I am 36.
I didn't know you were that much older than me. I'm 30.
I didn't know you were that much younger than me.
I'm 30. I didn't know you were 36. I didn't know that. That's kind of why you're probably so laid back. We did work at the jail together. You were a super nice person there. And I tell people all the time there was like 2 people that was nice to me, 3 people. You're one of those 3. It was you, Hannah, and Tim.
I try to be nice to everybody till they give me a reason not to be.
For sure. And I never gave a reason. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
How is Tim?
I don't know. I mean, I've got him on Facebook. I see him posting stuff from time to time. As far as I know,
I feel like
good.
I think
he retired.
I think he's a very nice person.
Oh,
I
yeah.
liked him. He had good energy. I remember when he made them hot dogs all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Always buying food.
I liked
He
him.
was definitely my favorite sergeant.
Yeah, 100%. I liked him for sure.
But that's pretty much it right here. Stripped down. You got the firing pin, the bolt, charging handle, buffer tube.
I've never seen a firing pin. People's like, he ain't a man. I've never seen a firing pin. So that makes it shoot.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't have this in it, it doesn't go boom.
Nope.
Hey,
Parts
baby.
ain't put back together. It don't work right.
I didn't know that. I figured it'd be, I don't know what I thought it was going to be.
But I got some stuff here. Clean it up pretty good. See if it'll help you out. Get it lubed up.
You're the man. How did you get into the realty? Why'd you do that?
Mainly I got into it. The guy that I worked for, Craig Patterson, he was my realtor, and we sold our house in Dutton with him, and we bought a house with him, and he was just super nice guy, really, really good person, and he said I ought to look into it, and I mainly got into it was for more of the freedom.
Yeah.
Instead of the 9 to 5, typical job.
Not having to work for people.
Yeah. Yeah, not having to work for people. That's the main.
I actually
the main
did that.
thing.
Is it stressful getting with people on the homes, or is it normally just pretty gravy?
I love it. That's my favorite part. I like the buying side a lot better than I do the selling side. I mean, I like both of them.
Now, you've showed us a few houses, and I have been unable to buy a house right now because I can't find a way to do it. How are people affording houses right now? Because it seems like a crazy market. It's a hard question, right? But it's a question. How are they doing that?
I mean,
they make real people. Don't you dare say they make real people money.
No,
I'm trying to make real people money, Dustin.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
the first time, I mean, if it wasn't for the VA loan, I probably still wouldn't own a house myself. Wow. I mean, I would. I guess I would, but I wouldn't. It would have been a lot longer before I owned my first house. I want to say it was like around 25. I bought my first house in Dutton.
25,000?
No, 25 years old.
Oh, okay.
I bought my first house, but I got it with a VA loan. I mean, It's no money down. You can roll your closing costs and stuff like that into the loan so that you're literally getting a house and you're not paying a cent.
Ooh, I like that.
But for people that's not in the military or that doesn't have access to a VA loan, it's a little bit harder. You got to have money down. I mean, they have programs like FHA and stuff like that where it's a lot less money down. But then you run into the problem of they got to meet certain standards. The house does.
The VA loan.
Well, like the FHA, VA. Okay. VA's it's my favorite loan. I mean, I love working with them. But
what's an FHA loan?
FHA loan is just it's kind of like a little government loan. It's just less money down. I'm trying to explain it like layman's terms.
Yeah.
Usually a typical conventional loan at a bank, just a regular bank, is like 20% down.
Yeah.
And sorry, I get sidetracked. Can't do 2 things at once.
No, it's hard.
But so you got like 20% down. So it's a good chunk of change if your house is $200,000.
Yeah.
You got to have down. FHA is like a government type loan that you can. It's like 5% or
I didn't know that.
5 to 10%. You can just apply for them. I got a bunch of different programs like that.
If I wanted to build a home, could I do the FHA loan or no?
I don't think so. I don't deal with
Just
a lot
buying
of
them.
building homes.
I got you.
So
I got you.
I don't think that. I mean, I know there's programs out there for building.
Do you think the market's going to get better?
It always will.
Yeah.
A market's just like a market for anything else. It's going to go up and down.
I got you. So now I understand how like selling houses work. You'll get a percentage when you sell a home. I understand how sales work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like with that being said, the cost of living right now, is it better for you for the houses to be cheaper or like it is right now? Like granted, I understand you would make more money right now, but also the cost of living being insane like it is right now. I would see it not making. See what I'm trying to say?
I try not to look at it like that. Like I'm gonna, of course I'm in it to make money.
Have to be.
I'm not saying I'm doing it for free, but I try to look at it as I'm making money while I'm helping somebody. So if it's if they're looking for a $50,000 house, and that's what we're going to find. If they're looking for a $500,000 house, and that's what we're going to find.
I like that.
I mainly base it off what the customer needs.
I like that. What I'm going to do is I can't share this video to Facebook while we're live because the algorithm. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to share the YouTube page. I put Covenant Eyes on my phone. That way I can't watch, PORN, because that's I think a real problem in the world, and it's definitely been a problem for me. So I'm not watching that now. I feel like I'm going through not withdrawals. But I can tell like I'm not doing a thing that I've normally done, if that makes sense. I think that's a real. Go ahead.
I've seen a lot of studies and stuff where it kills your testosterone.
Yeah, melts your brain, kills your testosterone,
along with many other things.
Yeah, makes you think just weird, awful, terrible, horrible stuff. And like the first time I saw it from my uncle, and not from my uncle, like it was in my great uncle's room, and like that was when I was like 5. So I'm trying to keep my kids as far away from anything even similar to that. I don't want them knowing that's a thing. I got one page we're calling.
I feel like as much of the world as we can protect our kids from, the better.
The better.
The way it is nowadays.
Now
it's not like when we grew up. It's a completely different world,
and
it's
it was
crazy because
kind
it's
of
only
rough
been
when
like
we were growing up.
Yeah, I mean it was, but I mean I guess social media's got a lot to do with it. It's a great thing, and it can be a great thing. I use it for business, and
it's free.
So do you? Yeah, It's free advertisement. But I don't know. I guess just everybody being in everybody's business constantly all the time. I don't know.
That makes it
it's
hard.
something. Something that happened now that we didn't have when we were kids. That's for sure.
Yeah, at all. What I'm gonna do? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy that. Bam.
I love this stuff right here. Got it online. It's called Shooter Lube.
Shooter Lube.
Yeah,
I like it.
But it works great. But you can use really any kind of gun oil you can get from Walmart or tactical shop, anywhere really, online. I seen the advertisement for this stuff and just bought it just to try it out, and it's probably been one of my favorite gun cleaning solvents.
The Shooter Lube, both of them Shooter Lube or no?
Both Shooter Lube. That's gun oil, and this is just a cleaning solvent.
Now, what does cleaning solvent do? The oil I can about make
breaks
sense.
Down the carbon and the stuff that builds up after you fire.
Why is carbon building up when we fire?
Now that I don't know. I don't get into the technical stuff of it, but I know that it builds up from the explosion from the gunpowder. It pushes the bullet out, and every time you shoot, it builds up a little bit more, especially around the little star here.
Yeah,
you'll find a lot. I'll show you right here. I sprayed that solvent on it. I'll stick this rag in here and just touch it. See what I mean?
Oh, that's wild.
And I barely just touched it.
That's awful.
But yours is not nowhere near as bad as I've seen some. Some is mine. I'm bad about not cleaning my own guns.
But yours ain't jamming. Mine's jamming.
That's usually when I start cleaning them. When they start to jam, I'm like, I guess it's time for a cleaning.
I can't tell. Because on the Grapevine Facebook, it's kind of weird. Is that you right there? That's you right there. That Dustin Bailey in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Picture of me and my wife.
Yeah, I can't see that from there. Can you say firearms on Facebook?
I don't know. You can't say anything really.
Head to the Alabama. We've got to say some stuff, man. But I think the way it works on Facebook is like we're listed as a news page. Now I'm not saying they couldn't ban us or block us or nothing, but I assume by this point we've been reported. Probably an astounding amount of
Oh,
times.
I imagine so.
We haven't got so much as a warning.
Yeah.
Nothing. No
Everybody
warning.
I know that deals with firearms ends up getting Facebook jail.
But now we haven't put no firearms on Facebook either.
That's why I said I might get you canceled.
Well, what I'm going to put is head to the Alabama Grapevine YouTube page for an interview with Dustin Bailey on how to clean your home defense tools.
Your tools.
Yeah. How
That's all they are.
I'm just going to put tools. Yeah, your tools. On how to clean your tools. Head to the Alabama Grapevine YouTube page for our live Dustin Bailey on how to clean your tools.
It's no different than a knife or a screwdriver.
No, it's kind of like
it's a tool for a certain purpose.
Yeah, it's kind of like How to Train Your Dragon, but how to clean your tools. Have you watched that movie?
Oh, I got 6 kids. Man.
Dude, it's so good. It's so good.
It's probably one of my favorite animated movies.
Oh, it's great. I love it. We've watched 1, 2, and now 3 with the kids. We've ran through all of them. I think we're getting a live action.
Oh yeah, we've seen them all numerous times.
Okay.
And
I thought the second one was the best one.
I think they've got like
great.
Maybe like shorts.
Okay.
Or something that maybe I don't know. I might be thinking of a different one, but my kids watch so much of that stuff that's pretty much all that's ever on at our house.
It's How to Train Your Dragon. I love it.
I
think it's so wholesome and nice and good.
Yeah.
So why did you decide to have so many kids and are going to have more?
No, I don't know about having any more.
Okay.
But
now is that you or mom?
No, it was just
a group effort.
Kind of just happened.
Might be that time.
I always wanted. Growing up, I always said I wanted 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
Yeah.
And then my wife, she didn't want any children when she was, a teenager. And she ended up having 6, and she's the best mom you could ask for.
That's beautiful.
She's an amazing mom. That's all. I mean, she devotes her life to it. That's all she does. Is she takes care of the kids, and I say that's all she does. That's not all. I mean, that is probably one of the hardest jobs out
in
there.
the world.
Yeah,
dude.
I'll tell you. If my wife said, "Hey, let me go to work," and you be a stay-at-home dad, I'd be like, "No, I'm good.
No, I got it. I'm fine. I love my kids."
Look at that.
Goodness.
That's just the charging handle.
Good God. Well, now with charging handle, that's just what racks it.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. Now, some people say you shouldn't say rack and you shouldn't say clip.
Well, that's military terms. The clip. I don't say clip. It's a magazine.
Okay.
But I don't get into all that. Man.
That kind of seems a little gatekeeper-ish for me.
We live in a free country. Call it what you want.
It go boom, boom.
Yeah.
I got a mag.
But yeah, I mean, a technical term. A magazine is what goes in the AR or a Glock or any kind of semi-auto.
A magazine.
Yeah, it's a magazine with bullets in it. A clip. The difference is a clip, like in World War II, a lot of World War II guns, like M1 Garand.
Okay. You
had a stripper clip.
Okay.
And so it would pop open. You would take the stripper clip that had like 8 bullets on it, and you would push the bullets down, and the clip would come out.
Well, see, that's wild. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
That's that's why people get so been out of shape over it. Which I mean, I don't know.
They're gatekeeping. Gatekeeping. Now I heard. Now I don't know if this is true. What's the ball on the top of the White House? Is the White House? Is it on the flag? There's a ball on the top of the flag. Or is it on the top of the flag on the White House?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know you talking about the big dome.
Yeah, but there's so someone told I went to boot camp, but not like serve my country boot camp like you did. I got in trouble.
Boot camp.
Yeah, I got in trouble and got sent to kids.
I probably
boot
wasn't
camp.
far off when I was a teenager.
It's called a truck. You know what the truck is?
Mm-mm.
This guy might have been lying to us then. He said there's a ball. It was either on the top of the White House or it's on the top of the flag on the top of the White House. He said it's called a truck. And inside the truck is 1 bullet, 1 razor blade, and something else. And he said the bullet is if you're the last like American. The razor blade is to cut the stars out of the flag or something crazy.
I think I've heard that.
Okay, is that true or is that a lie? Because like you were in
true or not.
Why would they not tell y'all that and tell us that?
I don't know. They may have. It's been so many years. I didn't retain everything I was told in the military. That's for sure.
What's the craziest thing you were told in the military? Like, and I don't mean like do something crazy. I mean like, hey, idiot, do the push-ups or like something wild. You got anything like that, or was it just I just better do the push-ups?
No, it's pretty much just do what you're told to do.
That's how it was in boot camp.
You see a lot of these people. I wouldn't go to basic training. I couldn't go to basic training. I punched a drill sergeant in the face.
Did you?
Like, well,
punch him? Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I mean, you might get away with it. I mean, you're not going to get away with it. You might could do it, and you might could take old boy. But
yeah,
those guys are trained pretty.
And you're going to catch a charge.
Oh yeah,
and you're gonna catch a charge.
it'd be like hitting a referee or
Done.
something.
Right. I'd be like
You're
hitting a
gonna catch
cop. I'd be like hitting a cop.
UCMJ don't play no games either.
No,
They're a
what's
lot
you?
different than it's
What's,
the Uniform Code of Military Justice.
Yeah, yeah,
it's
you're-
their laws.
You're doing some time.
Yeah,
You're gonna do a little time.
they don't play no games. You can go to life in prison for some drugs.
Yeah. Really?
I mean, I think there's laws on the books, and I'm no professional at
Yeah.
UCMJ. I'm pretty sure like with certain drug charges, you can. I think it carries a max sentence of life at Leavenworth.
Oh God. What kind of drugs?
I don't know.
Surely
Maybe
not
some serious like cocaine or
surely
like
not a joint.
serious for the military.
Now, how bad is Leavenworth? Leavenworth?
Leavenworth? I don't know. It's a military prison.
Sounds kind of awful.
I ain't never been there.
So where all did you get to go?
I've been.
I got a cousin that was in the Marines. Matthew. I can't remember. Matthew Collins. He was in the Marines.
I do that all the time.
Faces I get,
Mind goes
bro.
blank.
Faces I got easy,
I'm
bro.
the same way.
Names is hard. And then the extra problem is I know a lot of people. So it's like my thing, what I'll do is just to keep it cool for me. Just if there's even a doubt, I'll be like, "What up, dog? What up, man?" Because I'm Sam excited to see everybody. I know. Always
Yeah.
excited. What up, my dude? How you doing, man? I'll just say, "What up, dog?" And then another thing, like, is if you say, "What up, dog," you don't run the risk of misgendering anyone.
Oh, I don't play that game.
Maybe miss species them, but you know.
I don't play that game.
No, I actually don't either. Now, why?
I mean,
Go ahead, I'm listening.
it's it's a touchy subject, but
For some.
for some. But I'm all about freedom.
Same.
So like, I don't care what you do with your life.
At all.
Whatever you want.
Do what you want.
Do what you want. But when you start impeding on my freedom
And tell me I have to do something.
and tell me I have to do something, I don't like being told what to do as it is.
I don't
The only
either.
person who tells me what to do is my wife.
Yep.
Half the time I don't listen to her.
And that's hard to do.
I know. But I don't. That's what I get into. Like, I don't care what you do at all. Like, be you. Do whatever you want to do 1,000 times over. I just
Don't tell me I have
don't
to
make
agree.
me play along with it.
And I agree with that. That's where I'm at. I think people should be able to live their life however they want to, within reason. I think if it's, I don't think we should push agendas on kids, regardless of that agenda, right? Do I think we should push religion on kids though? Right? People ain't gonna want to hear that, but yeah, I do think that's the best thing for kids. Do I think?
That goes back to freedom.
Yeah. Do I think there's also though like some cult-ish things that happen to where people think, oh, it's religion, it's okay. No, it's not. Not what you're doing. That's different. Like for example, when I first started getting into church, like you were one of the first people to pray for me, and we don't get to come over there all the time anymore. And it was nothing to do with the church. Where do you go to church at?
I go to Mercy Temple.
Mercy Temple.
Yeah. You come over there a couple times.
Yeah. Well, we go up the road now to Life Chapel, and I've accidentally called Life Chapel Mercy Temple a time or two. But again, it's pretty close, and I'm bad at names. The only reason we didn't come back was I finally had my breakthrough over here.
Absolutely.
It just felt.
You gotta find places.
It felt right. And now I had a few breakthroughs over there. I was crying, bawling, going through it. It's just once it finally clicked for me and everything kind of felt right, it worked. I love Mercy Temple. Still love Mercy Temple. And we're gonna go visit some. They're such a big part of just when I started finding God and Jesus, man. It just so happened this ended up working. It was just one day and that was it.
Oh, you got to find a place that's home for you.
Yeah. Well, I bawled like a baby, man. So I told Kenny Young, I said, I wish God would pick me up by my neck and the scruff and my belt and shake me around and make me right. And Kenny laughed and he said, he'll do it. And then I said, I take that back. It'll be something crazy like cancer or something awful to really scare me straight. And Kenny said, it's too late.
Yeah.
He said, you done said it. He already knows what you want. And man, sure enough, God scared me for 6 months to a year, shaking me around. Man, deservedly going through it. Like I was trying just so hard to find some comfort and peace and state of mind and just trying to like deal with my own sins and really look at myself in the mirror. And I'm still trying to get past all that. And but I found God through it. And all the any health scares, anything crazy that got to me, I had to like sit back and think like, well, you prayed for it. You asked him for it. It's like, what are you talking about? How are you even gonna be upset if I was to find out, tomorrow that I had cancer, right? Horrible, terrible, terrible illness, right?
Yes.
But I also have to know in my head that I prayed for that over the alternative of me continuing to live a life of sin and not fixing myself. It takes me being afraid often to do things. And again, had I not prayed for it, I could just be like, well, No, I prayed for my things. I prayed for my scares. I prayed for my scares because I did want to be scared straight. I did want to be scared right. I did want to be scared. I did want God to look me in the face and be like, hey, what are you doing? I got you. And he got on me heavy, man. I got
He'll do it.
yeah,
He'll get on
man, he will. And I was going through it from the minute I came and seen y'all over there. And what I was getting to is we was looking around at churches trying to find God, man. And there is God over there at y'all's church. There's good stuff over there. There's good stuff over here. Plenty of good churches.
There's a lot of great churches around here.
But the problem was we went to a couple, and one guy was like telling us how to vote instead of and I needed hellfire and brimstone. I needed shook around. I needed to feel the need and urge to hit my knees and talk to God and pray for forgiveness and things like that. And you telling me how to vote is like, what are we talking about? What do you mean?
Yeah.
What are we talking about? We're trying to get people to heaven. We know this world is horrible. We know this world is going to stay horrible. And sure, it's okay to touch on voting, but dude, we're here to get souls to God. We're here to help them get forgiveness for their sins. Don't come and tell me how to vote. I know how to vote. Don't vote for the bad guy. I get it. Vote for someone that cares about the country.
Well, technically in America, you're voting for the shiniest of two turds.
Oof. Now, why is that?
Two-party system.
Why do we only have, who hated the two-party system? Who wasn't pro two-party system? George Washington.
I hate the two-party system.
Why didn't George Washington want it? And then tell me why you hate it.
I don't know why he didn't want it.
He said that it was just a bad idea. He said you're looking
I
for
don't like the fact of just having these candidates on each side of the aisle run to see which like I said, the shiniest of two turds to go against each other.
How can we get that different? What do you think is a better option than two-party?
I don't know. I'm a libertarian. I'm not right or left. I'm a big anti-government.
Some people kind of told me that's where I'm at.
I do not like the government. I mean, I served in the military, and I wouldn't trade my experiences for anything. I wouldn't say I wouldn't go back and do it again. It's a love-hate relationship. But
I mean, you signed up because of 9/11, so obviously you love America.
Yeah, I'm big God, family, country person.
Okay.
God first, family second, country third.
I'm
and
with
if you
that.
don't have people like that, then you don't have a country.
I'm with it.
I mean, somebody's got to stand up, and I'm not saying the wars we fought. I mean, for example, I was in Iraq. I don't really think that we should have really been there.
Yeah.
When I was a kid and I was in Iraq, I thought, oh yeah, this is where we need to
They
be.
did it.
But looking back,
jet fuel does melt steel beams.
yeah, looking back, I was just like, I didn't really need to be there, but we were helping people.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's our place to help the rest of the world. I mean,
we're not supposed to police the world.
Exactly. Helping hands one thing, but it's like, they say if they ever find money on Mars, our government will send money to them.
Well,
people on Mars, our government will send money to them.
We'll go fight the aliens too. Try to take their
We'll either go to war with them or send money to them.
One or the other. It's never iffy. I said that to someone earlier. It was actually Roy Hairston. He's going to come on sometime. I think y'all would have a good conversation. I think we're going to have him. I say conversation because people are afraid of the word debate, but a debate. I'll tell you what a debate is.
I like a good debate,
dude. I do too. But here's the thing:
you can't get anywhere without debate, and that's one of the things I think is wrong with this country. You can't tell anybody anything. Everybody's set in their ways, and then when you say something somebody don't agree with, you just get canceled, or they're just like, "Oh, I hate you. I'm just going to go away."
You're just not. You're just not what I agree with.
Out.
People are afraid of the term debate because they think that automatically means a head-to-head thing. But a debate, by definition, and I'm trying to set up debates on the pages. And what I want to do is, because dude, you're having no problem talking, I want to do another interview with you sometime so we can talk about your businesses and life and military stuff. That way you can get more views, because we're going to get a couple of views on the YouTube, but it's so much more on the Facebook. And what is that?
Forgot to take this out.
What is that?
It just comes out of the bolt. Just the little thing right here. And I was sitting there rubbing. I was like, "Oh, I didn't take that out." But you pull this out, and this comes out. Here's the star.
Okay. 100%.
Kind of like what helps chamber the round.
100% want to get you on again so we can actually get you some views talking about business and stuff. Not just talking about business, just talking in general. But this way you can advertise a little better. Because again, it's YouTube. It's so much different than Facebook. Facebook is easy. You just put the news. But a debate, by definition, is a formal discussion on a particular topic in a public meeting or legislative assembly in which opposing arguments are put forward. That's a conversation,
Yeah.
That's a conversation about your beliefs. And people, they can't they can't. That word debate is scary to people because they think it's someone trying to change your mind. But that's every conversation ever.
You run into that. Like people can't take other people's consideration.
They want it to be left. They want it to be one way or the other.
Yeah,
They want it to
their
be
way
left or
their
right.
highway.
They want it to be Republican or Democrat. My grandma, I asked her. We were making fun of her because we were voting. I think it's in 20 whatever the last election was. Row. We were voting for Trump for sure because we weren't going to vote for Hillary. That's just where we was at on it. Not because we vote Republican or Democrat. We just weren't going to vote for Hillary. And Trump was probably going to win, and he did. And I don't even think I voted that year. But we asked my grandma. She was like, I ain't voting for no Republican. She was one of those. She only voted Democrat her whole life. Was poor all her life. Was a good lady. Let a lot of us live with her, man. But her money situation never, ever changed. She was always poor. And my uncle would give her grief and be like, that's because you voting Democrat all your life. That's why you bored. And he was just aggravating her, and he shouldn't have, but it was funny, at the time. But I asked her one day, I said, so if Satan was running on the Democratic ticket and Jesus runs on the Republican ticket, who are you voting for? She said, I ain't voting for no damn Republican. And I was like, oh, no. She said, but he wouldn't run Republican. I do think it should be, none of them know what milk costs. None of them know what gas costs. None of them know what our rent is, our house bills, our utility bills. They have no idea. They probably don't know what their utilities cost. They've got someone handling all that for them. I would like to see a normal guy get in, but I don't think we'll almost ever see that.
Not with a two-party system.
How do we? What would be a better system? I think I might have asked you that. I ain't sure I don't remember.
I don't know. I think the whole thing needs to be completely and totally revamped. It just needs to be done away with. I don't like, as far as like term limits.
We need those.
Yeah, you shouldn't. There's no way. I think I seen it on an actual podcast. I don't remember which one it was, but some video on Facebook. But there's if you're making $250,000 a year, do you know how many years it would take you to become, to have $28 million in the bank?
How many?
I mean, I don't know exactly, but it was something like, you couldn't do it in your lifetime.
4, and then 4 times 28.
Yeah, you couldn't do it in your
lifetime.
You
couldn't do it. That's over 100 years.
So how does these people that are in Congress making $250,000 a year have $30 million?
We'd have to ask Pelosi.
Yeah, exactly. She was the one I think they were talking about.
Who's that guy that froze?
Oh, the turtle guy?
Yeah. He forgot who he was. He forgot everything, who he was.
Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, I don't think I have no quarrel, no qualms about people that have dementia. It's an awful, horrible disease. But if you have dementia, probably shouldn't be helping run the country.
No.
Probably not the best fit.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to be in charge of the military, then you should have been in the military at some point in your life.
I like that. I agree with that.
That should be like one of the stipulations. I know it's not, but
I think if you train people, you should have had at least one fight.
If you're going to be in charge of the world's greatest fighting force, you should probably know how the world's greatest fighting force works.
So, okay, so we're going to get Trump or Biden most likely. Who, if you had to vote, and I don't mean put it in a weird way, and if you can't say, don't say it, because I know you kind of do work with the public with selling houses and stuff, and then they can make things
People don't
weird.
like me, they don't like me.
There you go. Who are you thinking about voting for?
There's no way on God's green earth I'd vote for Biden.
That's where I'm at.
No way.
That's where I'm at. Now, would you vote for Trump instead, or would you write someone else?
If he's on the ticket.
Okay.
If Hillary ran against Biden, I'd vote for Hillary.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the country has been. I guess I probably wouldn't vote at all, but
yeah. So that's an option. But at the end of the day, like with the Electoral College, our votes don't really count anyway. Ours is a suggestion, right?
Well, I mean, to me, that's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
I feel like you should. I mean, I get that. I get the. Yeah.
We should vote.
I've said it a million times. I feel like nothing I do matters. But at the same time, if that gets out and nobody goes and votes,
they're just going to sure pick who.
They're going to pick who they want anyway. I mean, I think they're doing that.
It kind of seems like it. What do you think about Ramaswamy? Have you watched any?
I think is that the
Indian guy?
The Vivek.
Yeah, Vivek. I think
he's Obama in red clothing.
Is he? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I mean, if you go back and watch the videos of.
He did say an Obama quote.
He says
a weird guy with a weird name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I guess as far as like. I really just, out of everybody that could possibly run, Trump would be the only one that I would. I mean, like I said, I'd vote for anybody that runs against Biden.
What about Kennedy?
He's got some good ideas.
What about Kennedy? Now to me,
I've
but
seen
I
a
don't
little
watch
bit
it
of his
like that.
stuff.
I think Kennedy and Vivek Ramaswamy are saying similar things. I do think they are saying similar things.
Yeah.
But like you said, if he's an Obama, and I'm not saying I wasn't old enough to really understand if Obama was a good or a bad president, right?
Yeah.
I understand what he means
I was in
to.
the military under him
Okay.
and Bush,
Oh, okay.
and they were both crappy.
Oh, so it's both awful.
Yeah, I didn't like either one of them.
So why? What do you mean? What made it bad?
Well, I mean, I just they're bought and paid for, man. I mean, that's the simplest way to put it. Just about every politician you ever. That's one thing I liked about Trump, as far as politics goes, is he did not have to worry about anybody's money.
Yeah, he at least had daddies in his.
He might not be, he's turned his dad's $1 million loan into an empire.
He may not be as self-made as he lets on.
Yeah,
because let's be realistic for 1 second together. If I had $1 million,
I'd be rich.
Yeah, I can hit a come up too, brother.
Oh yeah.
If you give me the bag.
If I started off with $1 million, I'd probably by the time I was 70, I'd probably be a billionaire.
Yeah, if you give
or
me
at least close.
Give me the bag, I'll turn it up.
I'll have at least a couple $100 million.
Yeah, you know what it's called. You know what it's called in the drug trade at that point, right? He got a front.
Oh yeah.
He got it on front, and then he hit a come up on it. And I don't touch drug. Look, so for like the first time in my life, dude. Maybe not first time in my life. I'm clean as a whistle. I'll sip on some. If I decide to have me a drink, I'll sip on some tequila. I'll sip on some tequila on ice with a lime. I don't shoot. I ain't a shooter. I'm 30 years old. I'll pour a glass of Alto's tequila over ice. I'll have me a lime on the side, and I'll have me some salt on the side. And I'll give me some salt, lime, or salt. Take me a sip, hit that lime, and I can go like that all night. I can put a bottle away, small bottle. If I do a big bottle, entirely too much, right? Teeny tiny bottle, I can sip on that while they can all drink beer, and I say they all. My wife don't drink. She sips on a beer every now and then. I get her to try. But anybody can drink their beer, drink their whiskey, do whatever they want to do. As long as I've got that, I ain't going to get too drunk. I ain't going to go drive anyway because I'm not an idiot. I can just sit there and get a buzz on over like 4, 5, 6 hours while we watch fights and stuff. And then the other night I did have some pineapple cider. Hey, now that was good. Pineapple cider was good.
I like anything. I mean, I don't like pineapple on pizza, but I like anything, like any pineapple flavor.
12 grams of sugar, none of it's added. It's a good, clean little drink. I like that. I like pineapple flavor.
Yeah, I stay away from everything. I stay away from alcohol. I had a
better for you.
Well, I mean, I'm not down on anybody that drinks. It's personal for me, and it's when I come home from Iraq, I kind of started self-medicating.
I get that.
And it turned into a lot more. I have an addictive personality.
I get that.
I get addicted really easy. That's why I'll never try no hard drugs or anything like that.
I get that. I'd
be that guy that would be in and out of jail all the time on the same charge because I know I would. I have an addictive personality. I get addicted very easy.
I tried a hard drug one time. I mean, maybe 10, how old am I? I'm 30, probably 10 years ago. Probably 9 years ago because I was 21. I was old enough to get in the bar. And I went to bed late and woke up early. Corey got a private lesson this morning. Corey Perigo, buddy of mine. He's very lackadaisical, very laid back. And so you'll be like, and he's wanting to fight again eventually. And his problem is he's very lackadaisical. Now, there's a difference. Like if I got a private with somebody and they have no intentions of fighting, okay, I can work them out. I can get them to smoke and breathe heavy and learn technique and look sharp. But if you're wanting to fight people, I have to make you look different. It has to be different. It has to be different pop. It has to be a different level of what we're doing. We have to get fired up together. You have to be pushed to the point of fighting people. So the first day I pushed him a little, but again, he's so lackadaisical that he don't put no pop on the pads. He don't do this. He don't wow. And like if someone's really cracking pads and really throwing their combos, they should be wow, 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 wow. Like they should get up and get on it,
Yeah.
And so the first day we did, which was 2 weeks ago, he didn't do any of that. I still worked him pretty good, got him worked out. And today I decided I was going to do different. So I cut off his minute break. I cut it down to 40 seconds. I gave him 3-minute rounds at the end. We did like 40 minutes of technique, 45 minutes. Oh, yeah. I gave him like 45 minutes of technique and then maybe 50 minutes of technique, just trying to make some stuff better and more right for him. And all that time was spent, it wasn't even long combos. It was mostly short combos and making his 7 harder and making his kicks harder. And then once we got to the pad rounds, I was like, what do you want about the same as last time? And again, we're easing back in. We haven't been training full time and stuff. So I'm easing him in the same way I'm going to need eased back in, because you can't just step into the dog. You can't just step in and be that man if you haven't been being that man. It's weird. They're different people. And I don't mean that in a weird way. I mean that is a totally different person than me right now. That's a different guy. We're here.
I remember that guy.
He's a different dude, man. Nice, but like when it's time to go, we're going to go a little bit. And like, so when we got to the rounds, I really started getting I got some dog out of him today.
Mm-hmm.
He woke up, he was cracking everything today. And if we get more of that out of him moving forward, if he can get to the point where he's doing that when we're training, oh, dude's going to be a little nasty, man. And what I told him is, I was like, if you're throwing it like you mean it, if you're throwing everything with intention, you're going to look bigger. You're going to look meaner and nastier. And he's got this little, he's running like a mullet mohawk almost, right? But like when he's really throwing the combos and really meaning it and really dogging up, he's looking a little bit like Vitor in a scary way. And I'm like, you got to keep moving like that, because that other crap ain't cutting it. That dog crap mess that you're doing where you're sandbagging me. I said, because I've seen you. I know what you can do, and you're sandbagging me by a mile. I said, when you're sandbagging, you look like crap, like real crap. Yeah. I said, when you're doing that mean, that dog up, dude, you're looking scary. And I said, so when we spar, and I'm sparring with you, and I feel like I'm miles taller than you, I said, that's because I'm projecting that. I'm sparring you with a intention. I said, when you're out here just touching me, dude, I ain't afraid of that. I'm gonna eat you alive. And I think he's right. He's about your age. I think he's right on the. I think he's right at the turn of something. Maybe putting him a little run together. He's never had a good run, but I think if he gets a little time with Chuck Mitchell, that's 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu black belt. That's who I got my blue belt under. That's the only belt to have. I think once if he gets that time, I think we might get to see Corey put a little run together. Maybe even get him a belt. It would be very cool to see. It would make me proud.
Now, did he fight at AFC?
Yeah. He fought.
I think I remember.
Yeah, he beat Bud Cook that night. Remember, they beat the mess out of each other for a second.
Yeah.
And then it was over. He beat him.
I got to come to a couple of them. I did I was working on the ambulance.
Okay, I remember that. Hey, that was the best night of money you ever got, right?
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Okay.
And then I came to one. We just came to one.
Yeah, that's cool, and we appreciate that a lot. And y'all are awesome as ambulances.
Yeah, they did. I was working for DAS at the time. Okay. And I mean, that was the easiest money I made. It was nice. I just got to sit there and do nothing and watch fights.
Yeah, I love that. Do you miss DAS or no?
No.
Okay, I dig it.
No, I don't miss. The medical field is a hard field to work. It's a lot of stress and and
not a lot of thanks.
Well, I don't really care about that. I mean, you don't get it. I guess you probably do. A lot of people out there that thank them and stuff, but I could care less about stuff like that. I just dealing with the hospitals and the politics during COVID and all that stupid stuff. I'd had enough. And then you get to the point to where and that was one of the reasons, like I was still working for the ambulance service in Marshall County.
I got you. I'm listening.
After I got my real estate license. But you could just get to the point to where, and I don't mean this ugly, but an ambulance is there for a reason.
Yes.
It's an emergency. Not because Mama sprained her ankle at Walmart 3 days ago and she waits till 3:00 in the morning to call you and she's been sitting at home for 3 days.
I get that.
And when you work for a private service, then it's all about the money. It's all about, hey, you got to take them no matter what, because they need the money to run a business. It's a business.
Yeah.
So when you work for a hospital, it's a little different. You can get a little more leeway as to, hey, I'm not taking you to the hospital because of this. You twisted your ankle, use your other ankle and drive to the hospital.
Yeah.
But when you start dealing with that so much, especially in small towns, because that's mainly what you deal with.
Yeah.
You work an actual emergency, thank God. I wouldn't want to be working emergency all the time.
Never.
And that means somebody's hurt.
Yes.
Possibly dying. But taking Mama out of the hospital because she sprained her ankle, man, just
don't cut it.
Yeah.
I get that. Why don't you put her in the vehicle and take her?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 7 vehicles sitting in the yard.
Yeah, what's going on here?
It's like, does one of these vehicles not work?
Put her on your motorcycle.
Yeah. But yeah, you get to the point to where you get so burnt out on the stupid stuff that you almost start to not actually care about the things that actually need to be cared about, like heart attacks and vehicle accidents, stuff like that.
And not care, like become desensitized.
Yeah.
Like, is she having a heart attack or is she gassy?
Almost every time the tones go off, you get to the point to where you're just like,
Is it?
Are they really having a heart attack?
Should I hurry?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to hurry, but
Yeah. Should I though as much?
But,
No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, but it does go through your head, and it gets to the point to where it's just like, I mean, those people are a different breed. These guys, these men and women that are in this for years and years at a time, they are a different breed of people. They have my utmost respect,
And that's where I'm at.
because I did it for 3 or 4 years, and I was burnt out. Like I couldn't take it no more. It's like I cannot do this any longer. And you got people that's doing it for 20 years. I mean, they just an insane amount of respect.
I respect them. Did you work with Madison's dad? Madison. I can't remember his last name.
I'm not good with names. Like
yeah. He's kind of squinty eyed, blonde haired guy. Squinty like this.
I don't know.
Ask me if I can see still.
Can you?
Straight up, dog.
Yeah, it looks like you're completely close.
No, I'm not. I can still see here. My kids will say, "Can you see, Dad?" I'm like, "Shoot, yeah, man. Yeah, years of practice. Like, is that years of practice, man?"
Yeah.
I've always had little squinty, beady eyes. I don't mean to. I just do. But no. But I feel the same way about people in the factory setting. I don't.
Oh, I can't. I've tried it.
I respect the mess. I don't know how they just do it. Now, if I just had to pay the bills, 100,000,000%. Now I work at factories some, not the same repetition, the same exact thing every day. It's a little different because I'm kind of in. Wish my wife would have petted me when I was sleeping last night. But I just feel like it's hard. It's always been hard for me to stick around places. I'm
the same way.
I'll fly on you. I gotta go. Why? I'm a bird. I gotta hit the road. And the people that do that for 50, 30, 40 years, what is that?
It's just I call them a snake. You just put it through the barrel to clean out the carbon that's built up inside the barrel.
Sweet.
That was a little thick to pull through.
Okay. And then I respect the mess out of those people that do that for 30, 40, 50 years.
I couldn't. I
don't want to.
I've got lots of family members that did. I've worked in a couple different factories. I don't ever make it very long.
I don't enjoy it.
It's usually long enough to pay my bills until I find another job.
Same. So what other kind of jobs are there around here that's not a factory? What would you advise people do around here? It's hard right around here.
I don't know. I mean,
we got a lot of factories.
You got to have factory workers.
You got to have them.
I mean, but
with the cost of living, do you think the minimum wage should go up?
I don't think you should have minimum wage.
What do you mean?
I don't think there should be any minimum wage.
What does that mean?
Like if I want to pay you 25 cents an hour and you agree to that, then that's what you're going to get paid. I think I'm not like a lot of people. Most people are probably going to crucify me for saying this, but I don't. The minimum wage is a joke to me. Like if you have a minimum wage that you can pay somebody,
someone's going to pay the minimum.
The minimum. It completely and totally does away with competition.
So,
for example, if you got Burger King and McDonald's, same restaurant.
I know where you're at. We're in the same boat. Go ahead and say it.
Burger King, McDonald's. Burger King says I'm going to pay you $5 an hour, no minimum wage, and McDonald's says I'm going to pay you $6 an hour. Where's everybody going to work?
McDonald's.
Okay, so what is Burger King going to have to do?
They have to pay more,
and so they go to $7, and then it's going to increase wages across the board until it gets to a point to where they can't pay anymore.
Yeah.
But it does away with minimum wage.
100%.
So instead of making $7.25 or whatever it is now an hour, you might be making $9 at Burger King and $9.25 at McDonald's. But that's as much as they can pay. It's good for them, that they can still make money and profit. That's the way I don't think there should be a minimum wage at all. Okay,
I can see a reason for doing away with the minimum wage. I can see that. And a lot of people, that's their argument. Well, how are they gonna be able to keep up and pay? Well, if you can't pay people a livable wage, in my opinion, I don't think you should be a business. Yeah. I think if you can't pay people a livable wage, I don't think you should have the ability or right to be a business unless you want to run it yourself. If you can just do it yourself, by all means do it. But if you can't afford to pay your employees to just be alive, I'm not with it.
Yeah, they can't. It's all about greed.
Yeah,
you cannot tell me that these companies that are out here, especially like in say Fort Payne area,
Walmart.
Can't pay. Yeah, Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart.
I'll say that one. There's no way you can. Which I think some Walmart employees get paid pretty good money.
McDonald's. Now, do you deserve a lot of money to flip burgers? No.
Yeah, it's a minimum type job skill.
But McDonald's is, look at those profits.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think look at your profits. What we
It's
talking
just
about?
it's not that they can't pay you a decent livable wage. It's
They
that,
don't want to.
it's going to come out of their pocket.
Yep, they don't want to.
So
McDonald's profits are insane. Walmart's profits are insane. They're paying most of their people almost, barely enough to live, especially with the economy right now. And they're posting almost record profits, almost just like insane amounts of profit. So if Walmart decided to start paying $25 an hour, right? They're like, well, the cost of all the stuff's going to go up. Why? So they don't lose $1 million in profit a year out of their $50 billion profit margin that they hit. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
What do we mean? McDonald's can't afford to pay a livable wage. Well, that's a low skill job. Okay, agreed. But what was their profit margin like? How much money did they make last year? 100 million. So they can't go to 80 million that they made just to pay everybody.
I think I seen a story about a CEO that done that. He ended up doing away with all his bonuses. It was like in New York or something. And doing away, he cut his pay down to like 75,000 for the year, and he gave everybody in his company like 70, same wage he was making, or maybe just a little less.
Yeah.
Like
How'd it go?
I mean, I imagine the people probably stayed around a little
bit.
bit.
I bet they didn't want to leave.
Yeah, but it's just all about greed to me. I don't.
That's where I'm at.
If you have, I understand like mom and pop shops might not can pay you, but $7.25 an hour. Yes. I get that, but if you're making $1 billion a year.
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
And I got paid $3 for a cheeseburger now.
Exactly.
And you saying it's going to go more high? You ain't paying nothing, no way.
I mean, I have a small, tiny mom and pop company, and I pay my son, he's 17, still in school, and I pay him $15 to $20 an hour for a job. Mm-hmm. And yes, that cuts out of my profit.
Yeah.
So instead of making $500 for this job I just did, I might make $300 because I have to pay him the hours he helped me. But it come out of my profit, and I want him to be excited about working. Yes. I want him to actually make some money. I mean, it's actually helping me out too, because now I ain't got to pay for his gas and everything else.
It evens out.
So, but yeah, I mean,
dude, imagine when he finally goes and gets his first job that's not with you. He's going to like, hang on, this sucks.
Yeah, go from like 15 to 20 an hour. According to, I mean, usually it's roughly around 15, but if I'm making a little more money, I can give him 20.
That's good stuff.
But go from that to making $7.25 at McDonald's, which he's like me. I don't think that he's going to be an entrepreneur.
I love that.
I don't think that he's ever going to, I mean, he'll work to provide for his family, I'm sure, if he has to, like I have to over the years. I mean, I'm 36 and I'm just now getting to the point to where I got a little more freedom to try and venture out and do my own things.
Yeah.
But it's been years of working at factories and the ambulance service and the sheriff's department and places like that to be able to get there.
My job, I can't really talk about my job on the internet because it's a podcast, it's things like that. I am blessed to have the job I have. I go to work, I do my job, I get all of my stuff done, and I work the days, and then they let me it sounds bad like they let me, but like it's afforded me time to be able to do the things on the outside that I think are going to turn into some cool things. When we started the Grapevine, the goal was always to turn it into a real newspaper. I 100% see that happening. Does that mean a physical piece of paper? No, not at all. Who all do you know right now that gets a newspaper, a physical newspaper?
Not too many.
Yeah.
About the only time I ever try and get one is if I know somebody that's in it.
Yeah, you keep it.
Yeah.
My grandparents, I know my grandparents get the newspaper. I know other people's grandparents get the newspaper, but almost everything's online now. The only thing we've got to do with the Grapevine is we got to find some people to back the project. Now that is going to be hard here because we don't say anti-police things. We just say the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a risky thing to say nowadays.
Yeah.
If you're not catering to everybody's beliefs and needs, then you get crucified.
People act like I'm saying I hate the police. I do not hate the police. I am very anti-bad police. I am so incredibly pro-good police that I think the good police deserve a raise. Fire the bad ones. Give the good ones a raise. Cut the bad.
Be held accountable when you do something wrong.
Cut the grain. Yes, and that too. And that's a problem. They don't like hearing that.
Hey, look, if I'm going to get fired, if I work for you at Joe Smo's barbecue pit, and I do something illegal, or I do something that goes against your codes or ethics or whatever your values are, or whatever you've got in place at that restaurant, what's going to happen to me? You may give me a warning the first time. If I do it again the second time, what's going to happen?
You get fired.
Exactly.
See ya.
I mean, I don't think these people, now, like I said, I'm just like you. I'm big. I'm pro police, pro first responders in
Mhm.
general.
The good ones.
They have my utmost respect.
Always.
They have a crazy hard job, and I mean, I've done it. But I mean, not like actual APO certified, but I've worked for the sheriff's office. I've ridden reserve and stuff back in the day, a long time ago. I was an MP in the military.
I dig it.
So, but I do not. You can't get away from stuff. I mean, I don't think your punishment for doing something serious.
Yes.
Is to be fired to go work at another police station.
No, that's crazy.
It's absurd to me.
And again, and we're not saying police people's their personal life. I have zero issue with what you do in your personal life as a law enforcement officer. Now, if you're a law enforcement officer and you're stepping out on your wife, is it wrong? 100,000,000%. Is it my business?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Is it really even your job's business? Your employer's business?
No, none. Now, if you're hounding people and writing 300 tickets a month just to do it, that's not cool, man. That's not it. You know, if you're arresting people for drugs and you're doing drugs on the side, I'm not saying that's my business because that's your private life, but it looks weird. It's definitely a weird look, you know, that you're getting all this.
Well, just like as an MP, you got to be held to a higher standard.
Yeah, I think it should be. Do you think?
I think that should be people's business. I wouldn't. You can't turn around and arrest me for having weed in my vehicle, which I don't. But I'm just saying, you can't arrest me for having weed in a vehicle and then turn around and go smoke it.
Okay, well then I agree there.
I mean, you can't do that.
It's a slippery. Personally, I don't think weed should be illegal. Yeah. I don't smoke weed. There's nothing in my house. I don't never have no drugs in my house. I don't dabble in nothing.
Well, weed it's crazy to me. I'm the same way. It's crazy to me that
liquor is legal and weed is not.
Well, that too. I mean, you can do a lot more damage behind the wheel of a vehicle with alcohol in your system than you can weed.
100%.
I mean, you're probably just going to drive 20 miles an hour and be really cautious.
You got any change back there for a cheeseburger?
I mean, I don't think nobody should be behind the wheel of a vehicle impaired.
No, be sober. Go drive.
But it's just crazy to me that, you know, it's illegal to, like, say, for example, I think the VA is actually starting to talk about for PTSD.
Marijuana.
And marijuana. They're doing, I don't know if they're already doing the clinical trials or whatever you call them.
What's the clinical trial?
I don't know. But I think they are talking about it. But it's just crazy to me that it's illegal to have something that could calm you down. Like, for example, let's just use military personnel. Somebody that's been to war and has struggles with PTSD.
100%.
It's crazy that there is a herb that grows in the ground that God provided out there that you can take and be like, oh, you know, I'm kind of calm now. I'm calmed down.
I'm going to eat this or take it in pill form.
That's not legal, but it's completely and totally legal for my doctor to put 75 different kinds of pills in my body. Here, take this Zoloft or all these other prescription mental medications.
Yeah. Well, you need the Xannies. You need the Xannies.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you're going to tell me that something made in a factory, processed with all this stuff in it and all these chemicals and additives,
incredibly addictive.
Yeah, incredibly addictive is legal as long as I got a prescription for it.
Yes.
But I can't get a prescription for an actual natural herb that grows in the ground.
It's a money racket.
It's absurd. Yeah.
It's a money racket. They're making a lot of money.
It's the same way with like prohibition, maybe. I don't know.
In my opinion, the doctors that are peddling the addictive substances. Now, if you're a doctor trying to help people, by goodness, help those people. You're a good person. But in my opinion, if you're a doctor that's peddling people drugs, giving them giving them refills very clearly before they need it, giving them pain medicine, anxiety medicine that they very clearly don't need, and that is addictive, I think you are legally getting people addicted to stuff on purpose to make money.
Oh, yeah. And I mean,
that's a drug dealer.
Does the doctor make money if you're sitting at home?
Not a bit.
Perfectly happy.
Not a bit, man. Not a lick.
That's why I try and stay away. I mean, I don't have like regular insurance. I have the VA.
Okay.
But they're a joke in itself.
I've heard that.
But I just try and stay away from them. If I'm not dying, I just try not to go to the doctor.
I get that. I also try to stay away from the doctor because I don't have insurance because I don't make enough money to have insurance, and it's wild.
It's hard when you're only making a few bucks an hour, and then they're going to take $300 out of your check every week.
Yeah, dude.
And you're only making $500.
$200 for insurance is kind of insane. But now we found out that my wife has insurance.
Yeah. That's another thing I don't like. Just kind of like back to the politics and stuff. It's like I don't know. I feel like there's a better system out there that you could do with insurance that wouldn't be like if everybody just went and paid a normal rate. You know, insurance is cost. If you use the remote in your hospital, they charge you for the batteries, like $200 for a set of AA batteries.
That's wild.
Next time you go to the hospital, ask them for a detailed breakdown of your charges.
Yeah, and so it's going to be the batteries.
Do it and post it on the podcast.
Oh, I don't go no more.
Well, I'm just saying.
No more kids. I'm
next
not
time
going.
You got a family member that goes
to the hospital.
Or if she has a hospital visit. Next time they have a hospital visit, ask for a detailed printout of your charges.
I got you.
And post it on here.
I'll do that.
It'll be.
I'll put it on Grapevine.
I mean, it's like $200 for an ibuprofen.
That's crazy.
And that's because the insurance will pay for it. So they can charge Blue Cross Blue Shield $200, which I don't know how the insurance exactly works. I know they don't pay the full amount; they pay like a portion of it. But I got a person that's going to pay it because they're paying for that. So I'm just going to charge $200 for an ibuprofen when you could go get an ibuprofen from a whole bottle of ibuprofen for $5.
Well, I'm going to ask you a weird question then, because what do you think about universal health care then? Since you're saying there's a better system, I'm asking. I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm asking.
I don't think that's it.
Okay.
That goes back to when you start making everybody have health care. It's the same thing.
But now, isn't universal health care? We're all paying some taxes and it goes to that, or am I wrong? How does that work in the other countries?
I'm not exactly sure on that. I know like there's countries like Sweden and some of these European countries that do that. Like I want to say Sweden is completely and totally free.
Well, how does theirs?
I think it's just like a tax thing. Like you said, each citizen has to pay so much taxes a year, and then healthcare is free.
What if we could vote on it and then everyone has health care for free? Because right now our taxes are going to, what do you think about, because right now our taxes are going to Ukraine, they're going to et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Apparently it's paying for trips to Epstein's Island. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we
paying for everything but the stuff it needs to pay for.
Yeah, if we could find a way to vote on our taxes going to universal health care for the country, would you be against that or no?
Well, we'd have to have a complete and total revamp of our government before it happened.
Yeah.
Like it goes back to
they'd fight all that so hard. No.
If people want universal health care,
tell
them to go sign up for the military and go experience the VA a year after you get out.
Oh, so the VA isn't working.
Tell me they want universal health care.
Do you get the VA forever?
Yeah.
Oh, and it's just awful. And that's all I've ever heard.
It's awful. It's not. I don't want to sit down them completely. It's a great thing to have, especially if you don't have insurance. I can just go to the VA clinic or I can go to the emergency room in Fort Payne.
Okay.
And they'll cover it if it's an actual emergency.
Yeah. No, I had to twist my ankle.
Yeah. Not if I twisted my ankle, they may not cover that.
Don't bring your grandma neither.
It's a great thing to have, but do away with it and give veterans a card to just go where they want.
I like that.
I think it would save a lot more money. You got all these hospitals in each state and these clinics that if you just closed and said, hey, here's you a card, you go show that to Fort Payne, or what is it called? DeKalb Regional or Highlands or Huntsville Hospital, and they just take it as an insurance.
I think Huntsville owns Fort Payne now.
I think I seen where they were buying it out.
I think I heard that. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people have a lot of complaints about Fort Payne Hospital.
Well, they bought out Highlands, but I wouldn't go there if I was on fire and I was
at Fort Payne. Is Fort Payne DeKalb or?
DeKalb's Fort Payne, yeah. I'm talking about Highlands. That's Scottsboro.
Oh, okay.
If that was the only place on the country with water and I was on fire, I'd just burn to death.
So you think Scottsboro is worse than Fort Payne?
Bad.
Why do they have such bad reps?
Well, it used to be. I haven't been there in years. But
now, Fort Payne has pretty bad. Fort Payne has a pretty bad reputation. We have
I've never really had a bad experience.
Me neither. We had 4 kids. We had no trouble. Now they did the surgery. They oh man, I'll never forget it. I hurt my Achilles when I was young. I was so drunk, but I can still sometimes feel the doctor cutting my foot. Oh God, horrible pain. They never should have touched me. They should have waited for the surgeon, And oh God, I don't miss that a bit. I don't feel it's more like in passing. I remember the doctor cutting my foot, and it's just like oh, nasty feeling. But that's the worst injury I ever had was my Achilles. That was a horrible pain, horrible hurt.
I bet.
I don't ever want
I've heard it was pretty bad.
It's hard to mentally even still get past it. Still, and it's 14 years later, and it's still like in my head, like when I'm sparring and training. I even asked Trevor one day, I was like, I'm worried I'm going to pop my Achilles again and have to have surgery. I don't want that at all. He said, Sam, well, you've kicked the crap out of us. We're kicking the crap out of you. What are you talking about? Nothing's happened. Nothing's going to happen. I'm like, but what if it does?
There's always, I've had a lot of sports injuries, and there's always that once you break something or tear something, it's always in the back of your mind. I don't feel like you ever get back to 100%
I don't think so.
because you're always like, oh,
Mentally, you're babying it some.
I'm starting to learn that now that I'm older. I was at my son's varsity practice, and I was trying to show him how to take a charge the correct way. And I had one of the bigger kids. He's pretty rough. He's a real good player. John, I said, just come at me full speed and hit me. And at first I didn't feel it. I just went backwards, and I was like, that's where you got to plant your feet. You got to, you got to stay still. You can't be leaning. You can't be falling back. I was trying to explain it to him. About halfway through the practice, I was like, I'm hurting. Yeah, I broke my rib up here.
No.
It's still killing me every time I cough or sneeze.
So now, are you teaching them basketball? Are you coaching them?
I help coach.
That's cool, man. That's cool. How much? Now, Cornerstone's in Rainsville.
Mm-hmm. It's an amazing school.
I've heard some that it's expensive. School. Is it super expensive, or
it's not nowhere near as expensive as other private schools.
Okay.
I mean, it's expensive as far as like.
You put all 6 of them there?
No.
Okay.
I ain't got nowhere near that kind of money.
Okay, I got you.
The oldest 2 go there, and
how do you pick and choose who goes there?
Well, the younger ones, for us, we homeschool.
Okay.
My kids will never go back to public school.
Why would they? Yeah. Ours either.
But we homeschool, and so once they get to a certain age, it gets a little harder. Yeah. I mean, well, now it's not as bad now because they can just do an online course, so you don't even really have to be involved other than
ours do ABC Mouse and then a whole lot of other stuff.
And so we have a kindergartner, a 6-year-old that's in kindergarten. I mean, who can't teach colors and shapes and
red.
ABCs, and then our Jace, he's about to be 11 in January, and he is homeschooled. He's in 5th grade.
Yeah.
But he does an online Christian. I can't remember the name of it. My wife's going to kill me because she told me 1,000 times. But it's like $30 to $35, $40 a month.
Okay.
And
ABC Mouse is $60 a year.
Yeah.
And I dig it. And we can have like 4 users.
Oh yeah. It's $30, $40 a month. And it's got you pick the lessons you want to do. So he does like a math, science, history.
And then we make them read 10 chapters of the Bible every day.
Yeah. And he has a Bible course.
We don't make them read 10 chapters.
Yeah, I was fixing to say that's
a lot. Yeah. That's a bunch.
That's more than I would read. I'm not a reader.
They'd be done in like 3 months. We're done, Daddy. No.
I've always said if it's a good enough book, they'll make a movie.
Oof.
My wife now, she is the woman that you want. Like she wants this bigger than your house library.
Yeah, and I dig. Vicky does too, but like constantly. We have $0, so I can't build her a big library. Do you play video games?
Yes, from time to time.
You ever played God of War?
It's been a long time.
Okay, I have a good outcome for that, and a good idea for a video game, and I would like to see a David and Goliath movie. I think that's important. I think we should see a cool David and Goliath movie, and you can go past David and Goliath. Go David and Goliath, and show who was the girl? He had an affair with his friend's wife, right?
Oh, you talking about David?
Yeah.
Bathsheba?
Yeah, show David's entire story, beginning to end. You make a good movie out of it. I think it'd be good for people to see, because a lot of times people think it's David versus the small guy up the road, and that's not it. It's David versus Goliath, right? You're gonna have these battles if you're gonna be on TV and all this. You're gonna have to fight Goliath. You have to be that guy, and so I think it'd be a cool movie to see David versus Goliath, right? So on the God of War thing, I love the God of War games. I don't think the 2 newer ones are any good as far as, remember the first 3 where you got to kill Odin and Ares?
I played the first one when I was younger.
Okay, so I played all 3.
The second one, and
they were a build up. The first one was good. Second one was better. Third one was best. And the third one you got to kill Hades. You got to kill Zeus. You got to kill a lot of gods, right? Now it seems like you're going to think for a second, Sam saying he should kill Jesus. No, but I have a good idea. So for Kratos, right now he just went through Norse mythology. He killed Odin. He fought Thor. He fought a few of those people. Again, I don't think those games were as good. But for the next game, or the next game, or the next game. Now, do you know what the end game was supposed to be for that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the end game setup was supposed to be Kratos and the Egyptian god of war and the Norse god of war were all supposed to link up, and they were supposed to be the 3 wise men. And they were supposed to go meet Jesus, and they were supposed to take him gifts. They're going to be like, hey, we did it this way, and we know that you're a better way to do it. And that would have been so epic for me to have seen that. It would have been great for kids to have seen that. Hey, we did it this way. We think you're going to be better by doing it your way. And they give him their gifts, right? So what I think would be cool, since they're not doing that, what I think would be a cool way to do a new God of War game is you take Kratos, and he's got a son in the games now. you have the son get killed. And that stinks. That stinks. That's awful, right? It's a horrible way to do it. But he does, right? Because the kid's the character doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? But to Kratos, it's his son. So the son gets killed. Kratos finds that anger again, that right? Well, turns out Kratos has found his way to a time where Jesus is a thing. Jesus and God are things. Angels are things. David has passed away. All these people, all these strong guys have passed away. Michael's, the archangel. All this stuff's already happened. So Kratos gets angry and he goes on this rampage, right? Now, again, it's going to get rough for a second, but if you get to the tail end, you're going to really like it. He kills a couple of angels for sure. He fights David. He kills David, the angel as David. He fights Michael, the archangel. He kills Michael, the archangel. But the good news is, right, they're angels already, right? And God and Jesus are all powerful. Still in this universe, they're all powerful. They come back, right? Right? They don't die for real. They're all coming back at some point. Okay? So it gets to the point where he finally comes up on Jesus, right? And he's heated and he fights Jesus. And they're throwing down for a little bit. It's really hard, but Kratos has to win. But it's about to get better. Kratos has to win, right? Okay. Once he starts to win and kind of beat Jesus, just kind of, all of a sudden Jesus, because Jesus and God are all powerful, right? All of a sudden Jesus shows out. Boom, he shuts everything down. He's like, "No, look, man, I've been being super cool with you, and I'm trying to tell you it wasn't me. I didn't do this." He shuts everything down, makes Kratos weak as mess, shuts him way down. He's like, "I tried to be cool, you wouldn't listen to reason." He said, "What it was is Satan took the shape of me or one of my followers, and he killed your son. He's trying to take over our world. Also, blah blah. Obviously, it's rough around the edges, and you got to doctor it up and make it good." And he goes, "Now I can show you where that guy is if you're still that angry about everything." And then he is, and then he goes and fights Satan, right? And then at the tail end, you can make it so like Satan, you can make it so Satan kind of beats Kratos, right? Because you still want God and Jesus to be all powerful. You want it to be a good end story for the kids, right? Because again, the end game was for them to give their gifts to God and Jesus anyway. So what happens is he goes to fight Satan in this case, and he's doing okay, but then he's not doing okay at all. Right? Even a little bit. Now, at some point in the story, Kratos killed his wife and kid after he was possessed by Ares, after he was mentally confused by Ares, the god of war at that time, before he was the god of war. You take, and once he starts losing, and he's never really asked for forgiveness for all these things he's done, as he's being beat by Satan, what does he do? He repents. And God and Jesus show up. Wah! And they wreck house. They wreck the whole house. And I think it's a good, cool little story. You can get so many cool fights out of it. You get such a good Christian twist on the God of War mythology, which would be awesome. You show Christian mythology to a whole bunch of people. Not mythology, Christian. What's it called? Christian, not mythology. Mythology.
Christianity.
Yeah, you show Christianity. I don't. Some people say Christianity is mythology, and I'm not in that party. I believe God and Jesus truly exist, and they saved my life and my soul, and I have a chance to go to heaven because of them. But you show Christianity to a whole mess of people that otherwise would not normally see it, and it's in a super, super, super cool, realistic-ish way. And I think that would just be awesome. All of a sudden, they want to hear more of the stories in the Bible. They want to know who that guy David is that they fought. They want to know what Michael is. They want to know about how strong really God and Jesus are. They want to see those stories, and I think that would be awesome. I think it'd be so cool to see. And that's where I'm at on that. And I got pretty long-winded on that.
You thought that one through.
I have. I've been thinking on it for a while because you don't want him to go and do. You don't want him to go do really good because that's just not possible based on the God and Jesus that we're told about. And then you don't want to offend the people that believe in God and Jesus. You want the kids to be able to actually buy the game and their parents approve of what they're getting. And literally Kratos repents for everything. And then it's once he repents, they cleanse him, because right now he's white and ash, and what the ash is on his body? It's the ashes of his wife and kid. He carries that forever and ever and ever. He repents. Bam. God and Jesus wash him away. All of a sudden, he's just this super jacked dude. He could fight Samson. He could fight David. He could fight Goliath if he just wanted to. There's tons of demons in hell that he could fight. And instead of getting like in the games, he normally gets powers from Zeus and Odin and yada yada. So on his trek to fight Jesus, he can get powers from, okay, the guy that was acting like he was the good guy, right? And then once he has those stripped away by Jesus, because Jesus shows him really what's up, he can start getting powers from like Michael, powers from Jesus, power from the seraphim, etc., etc., etc. It's cool, man. I think it could turn into a cool thing, but it's also a touchy subject for people, so
Yeah.
might not never happen.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't know.
Sounded cool though.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I've played the game before. It's been years and years. I mainly play with my kids.
Okay.
If they want to play a game or
What do
something.
they play?
Like Jason, the younger ones play Fortnite and Roblox, which I've never played.
Fortnite's pretty cool though.
But I play Fortnite with the kids from time to time. And then
do y'all play the hiding games on Fortnite where you pretend you're a chair?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure they have.
So there's like a game on there. It's called Hide and Seek or something like Hide and Seek. But you can so like there's chairs and walls and everything, and you can take the shape of things, and then you just try not to move and wait while people come by, and you hope they don't shoot your chair. And then it's cool. It's hide and seek. It's pretty neat. What else do they play?
My oldest boy, he plays a lot of Call of Duty.
Okay. Almost everybody likes Call of Duty right now, man.
First person shooters.
I just like zombies. That's all I like on Call of Duty.
I play Call of Duty with him. Play a lot of it. Well, I say a lot. I played yesterday, and I think the last time I played before that was the weekend before. I don't have time to play it anymore.
No one does.
Get on and play for an hour or something.
That's what sucks. Is like trying to find the time. I like story games. It sucks trying to find the time to get into the story.
Oh yeah, I like playing from the story. It's a good escape, especially if you're stressed out. I
love it. I play Final Fantasy a lot. It's my jam, and
I never played any of those games. So
like for me, I was a nerd growing up, and that's really mostly how I learned to read. Because growing up, it was like you had to read, and it felt like I was in a book, So once I started realizing I was reading and I was in the story, by reading it, I'm the main character. I really took to it that way, and then I just never stopped playing them. I'm a PlayStation guy, SquareSoft, through and through, forever. I'll always play them. Final Fantasy VII, the remake just came out. It was all right, But I'm looking at the original, through rose-colored glasses. Is actually a lot better than the original as far as the way it looks and feels and plays. But there's just something about the way the first one was, and then like they've changed some of the story, which is like that's not what anybody wanted. And then but part 2 is about to come out in February. I'm gonna take a day off work and maybe 2 days and try to run through it on the weekend as long as I've got the vacation time,
Yeah.
Try to just hang back and run through it.
I like to save my sick days for when I'm not sick.
I hate it because I got the flu. So we took 3 or 2 days off. We were supposed to go to the Smokies for a little pre-Christmas trip with our buddies. We split the room and stuff like that. And the day I got off, the week before that, the Tuesday before the trip, I was gonna get off. I was gonna take off Friday and go up Thursday night. The Tuesday, Kata got sick. Wednesday, Vicky took her to the doctor. Found out it was flu on Wednesday. Wednesday night, everyone was sick except me. Had the time off though, so I went ahead and took it. Wife needed help. I kept the house clean, stuff like that. I was trying to just be helpful, be useful, because I'm the only one not sick. Never got sick. They all got better. I went back to work the following week. The following weekend was Christmas. We get off that Friday for Christmas. I think that Friday. The Friday that we got off for Christmas, yeah. The minute I got home, I was sick. Sick all through Christmas. Had the flu. Right? No one got sick. We got done with Christmas. And I know I was sick because me and Vicky had that Friday. We had a babysitter and everything, and I think they still got babysat, but it was hell for us to get out of the house and even do anything. It was awful. Me and her, we still went and had a drink together just cause, but I was dying. The following week was New Year's. It was supposed to be Kenna's birthday on New Year's Eve. That's the youngest one. She's too legit to quit. and we they all got the flu again. Second time. Got it again, son.
Yeah, we stayed sick. It went through. I think my daughter come home with strep, and then it's probably pretty loud.
Oh, that's cool. It sounds cool.
Just put the buffer key back in.
So wild to me. That makes it shoot more? Doom, doom, doom.
No, it's just like more of a it's just like a spring.
Okay.
But yeah, she got sick with strep, and then my oldest boy, got the flu, and then she turned around and got the flu, and then it ran through the house.
Oh, dude.
And then the whole time I didn't get sick. I was just like, oh, this is everybody's sick. Hey.
Say hey.
She's like, everybody's sick. My wife got sick. All 6 kids got sick. And I was just like, oh, it dodged me. But then like a week after everybody gets better, it's like the weekend after Christmas. Or right after my mom's family dinner, the Saturday after Christmas, I went home and I got sick.
The drop.
And I stayed sick for I feel like 2 weeks. And
Dropped
with
you like a train.
walking pneumonia.
Wouldn't get away from you either.
I think I caught everything that they had for like 2 weeks.
That's insane. Can you say bit hoit though? Right here. Bit hoit though. She'll say bit hot though. But she says bit hoit though. bit hoit though. Can you say bit hoit? Tell her to say bit hoit though. You wanna press a button? Hit this button. This is Kata.
How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
This is like if someone says something stupid in a debate or an argument. If someone really very clearly loses an argument.
You lose. Good day, sir.
If someone calls in like they just can't stop talking, right? They just can't stop.
Calm down.
Calm down. You know, because that'll keep them calm. You heard this is Randy Savage.
Cream will rise
To the top, oh yeah. The cream of the crop, oh yeah. The macho man. I got a pretty good macho man, Randy Savage. With Queen Elizabeth and the kids. Oh. What do you need?
Drop that.
Can you hand me that?
You're
Right there by your foot.
I'm having the hardest time getting your pen back in because it's bent at the end.
The macho man.
There it is.
Got you this pen, man. What's bent?
The little pin that holds this in. It's bent, so it's like I'm probably gonna have to break out some tools.
Here you go. Throw that away for Daddy. How long do you think we've been on here?
I have no idea. Like 30 minutes, maybe.
Hour and a half, boss.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. You'd be fine at a podcast. You'd be fine. As long as I can clean the guns. No, I'd be fine.
Do something to take my mind off of being on camera.
Oh, yeah, brother. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the 30-second timer. I'm going to cut you. Hang on. Shh. I'm going to hit that timer that I was on. I'm going to run to the restroom. That little 30-second heater.
I'm fixing to have to go anyway.
Okay, I got you. Well, we're going to call this today. And what we'll do next time is we'll plan ahead because I didn't know you was going to want to hop on the camera.
Well, I didn't know either.
Oh, it's okay.
I'm not much of a
It's
in
cool.
front of the camera type person.
I got to pick your brain. You're a very polite person. Hang on. Shh. If you're looking for a home, you're looking to sell a home. Dustin Bailey, realtor at Patterson Realty LLC. If you need some home repairs done, whether it's home repair, lawn care, everything in between, veteran owned and operated out of where?
Fort Payne.
Fort Payne, Alabama. Call Bailey & Sons Handyman Service at 256-609-9244 or 256-609-8491. But what we'll do is we'll advertise for them a little bit on the grapevine a little more because he's doing me a favor by helping me clean my firearms. And then we'll get him on again on the Alabama grapevine on the Facebook page. So we're going to get you some views on your stuff. I think that's super, super important. As far as advertisement goes, I'll keep these also. Thank y'all for tuning in. Don't you know that?